Ivri Lider is Israel's maybe most famous pop star around the world, and in Israel he's a musician and a singer. One of his technical producers, Aviv, was killed while fighting to defend his kibbutz, the kibbutz of Kfar Aza. Ivri Lider was singing for him and his family at his funeral yesterday. Ivri Lider, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I've been better. Those are really, really hard days, to be honest. We've been waiting to hear about Aviv since Saturday, and then we found out he didn't make it. And yesterday was the funeral. And to be honest, since this whole thing began, we've been going around a lot. Like, for example, the footage you showed was from a different funeral of this amazing guy called Sagi, who was supposed to marry his partner Omer just in a week, and this was the song they were supposed to play at their wedding, and then they called me to play it at his funeral.
Of course. I think you were supposed to perform it at the wedding, and instead you performed it at the funeral.
Yeah, he was a commander of a unit, and died also. So it's, right now there's a lot of things going on. Like, we play in funerals, and then on the other hand, we're trying to go and play for soldiers, for people who were evicted from Kfar Aza and Netiv Asara and all those places around, hospitals, and to do whatever it is we can do for people in this situation, which is, I don't know, music has some power to help, I guess, in extreme situations like this, but not, to a point.
We're all doing everything we can, right? We're seeing visuals there. Of course, I know the story of the sergeant that you were talking about that was supposed to marry his partner. We were also seeing now footage of you singing at the funeral for Aviv. Yeah. What were you singing for Aviv, and can you tell us about him?
Well, Aviv was a truly amazing guy, husband, father, friend. He was one of those people that everybody just loves, and super professional, and but in the nicest way, like in what we do, there's so many like details and little things, and it can be pretty high pressure, the world of stage and equipment, and taking care of everything, and that everything will be perfect. And Aviv was really a perfectionist. Like, he was always, he wanted everything to be so precise and perfect for the concert and everything, but he always did it with such grace and smile, and like very, very good energy. And he was one of those guys that you could always, and I mean like always, trust. Like, he was really one of those people, you know them when you meet them, but he was really, really one of them. like it's not a surprise that he was shot while going to help one of his friends who was injured.
So tell me what happened on Saturday. We understand that he was killed while fighting to defend his own kibbutz, Kfar Aza.
Yeah. He was on the we call it Kitat Konenut, you know,
the kibbutz's squad, the defensive squad of the
kibbutz. Yeah. And so he was on that list, and he was part of that squad, and he got called in the morning. He got this text that said he should come, and then Heli, his amazing wife, helped him with like equipment and helmet and everything, and she and their two kids went into the mamad and the safe room, and Aviv just went to meet his friends outside, the guys who were with him on the squad, and they just started fighting people and defending the kibbutz and defending the families and everything, and then from what I know, from the story I know, his friend was injured, and he wanted to go and help him and reach him, and while going to help him, he was shot himself and started he couldn't do a lot, and he was hiding, and he even managed to, while injured, he managed to write messages to a lot of people in the kibbutz about how to be careful and where the terrorists are and how they're dressed. They were dressed in the Tzal uniforms, so like Israeli army uniforms. So he was sending like messages for people to not open doors, and was trying to take care of everybody. It's so Aviv, to do that, like to be injured in such a hard situation and just think, how do I help everybody and how do I take care of everybody else, and like make sure everybody's okay. That was very, very typical to Aviv, actually. Yeah.
We're in a very difficult week, and maybe the most difficult week that Israel has known since its foundation 75 years ago. Definitely in our lifetime. I think you and I are close in age. What are you most fearful of at this time? Right now, I think we are very, very focused on protecting everybody, taking care of everybody, see that everyone's okay. All the people who are left behind there, all the people who doesn't have homes right now, and nothing. They haven't, just absolutely nothing right now, and taking care of everybody, and that the Israeli army will do whatever it needs to do, and defend Israel right now. And so I'm not sure we even started to understand exactly what this will do in a month, in 2 months. I'm not sure. It brings out the best in people, I think, right now here. It's pretty amazing to see how people just take care of each other and help each other, and immediately everybody's just, each one of us, each one of the people around is just doing whatever they can, like to help. And that's very encouraging and beautiful to see. So there's a feeling of, it's very unite, and that's a good feeling, especially after everything that happened in Israel the last year. So maybe the fact that the Israelis can be this way, right now, and should be this way right now, and that gives us a lot of hope, I think, to all of us.
I think for me personally, that gives hope. I have to say, I think
Yeah.
To see civilians so involved. And
Ivri Lider, thank you. Our condolences to Aviv Blama's family, of course, and to all of your friends, the people at your studio and your colleagues, for the loss of a dear friend, a brave dear friend. Thank you very much for joining us, Ivri Lider.